That song hard. You ever heard this song before?
And when you sing,
Yeah.
of course.
That thing is solid, boy. That's I think I think Zap. I think that's what they call that thing. Zap and Robert, something like that. That that's good. That's good right there. That's good. That's real good. They did they thing. That one.
That good boss.
Yeah. Yeah. Brother jamming on the mic. Wanna be shorty man. You know?
Shalom, Amana. Shalom.
So mom, and I ain't talked to that brother in a minute. That brother became a prophet and left his brothers. You know what I'm saying? That brother became a seer, and now he don't see his brothers no more. How that work? Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just
Shalom,
playing.
melodic.
That's funny.
He said, "What brothers got going on this great rising? Look at him talking like a seer."
Yeah, talking like you on a higher consciousness. Let me guess, you in the fifth dimension, huh? Come on, brother. Come on, brother. I'm already ahead of the game. We ain't got nothing. Well, I'm at work. I'm at work, brother. So you're gonna hear a little bit of. You probably gonna hear a lot of background noise from me. To be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, it's on the clock. Go ahead. My bad.
I'm gonna do a lot of backing out running up. Probably finishing his sentences because he be talking to a lot of people at work.
Yeah,
But he hit me up
yeah.
at
I ain't
9
gonna be
a.m. saying, "Let's go live." I was all right, back.
word up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
You smell
sir.
me? Smell me? But yeah, since I am at work, I'm not gonna be pulling a lot of precepts. Uh,
That's what I'm
you know,
saying.
I'm gonna be exactly. So I got that brother for. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what I got that brother for. Waiting for a little bit more people to come in, and then we gonna kick this thing off right. You feel me? We gonna
Yes,
kick this
sir.
thing off right.
Oh, what time you wake up?
What time did I wake up?
Yeah.
I got an alarm at 5, and I normally I just let that go off, get up, and then I go back to sleep because I don't know, it's something about me. I like having that little wake up, and then I can go back to sleep. Like I got time. You know what I'm saying? So
That
that
feel,
wake me up.
that
Then I
feels
go
good.
back to sleep.
You don't have much time to.
Yeah, exactly. I let that thing wake me up, and then knock right back out, and then I wake up at 7:30. So I got up around 7:30.
Mm. When you hear that alarm,
Yeah.
man, I know the vibes because there'll be times where I wake up and I'm like, please don't let it be 9.
Yeah.
Please
He
don't let it
said,
be 9.
"Please don't
You
let
know, it's
it be
time to
done.
go. If it's 9, you got to get busy.
I gotta get out of here."
If that bad boy say like 4, I'm like, oh, good God. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm back
this
in
is
there.
amazing.
I'm back in there.
I got time. I
Thank you.
got all the time.
I'll say,
That's funny.
you like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you got to psych the muscle out on her.
Yeah,
You
you
got
gotta
to,
trick it, brother.
yeah,
Never, never, never let your enemies know your next move type deal. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's funny. But I guess we can open up. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah. The title of the video, or the title of the live, is Ladies, right? This ain't for all ladies. Really, I should have named it Women, because lady, go back to the term bread maker. That's an achievement in my eyes. I don't call women ladies. I don't call every woman a lady because you got to earn that. You got to be a bread maker. You know what I'm saying? That's a great title to have in my eyes, right? But this isn't aimed at all women, right? If you are a so-called strong, independent woman, this video is not for you. No disrespect towards you. You want to be strong and independent, by all means, handle your business, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just this live isn't for you. Maybe we'll have another live for strong, independent woman. This ain't it though, right? This is for women who are dependent upon their husbands and the Most High, and for women who want to be dependent upon their future husbands and the Most High, right? This is that video. So if you're strong and independent, you can stick around. Ain't nothing wrong. You may get offended at certain things because it goes against your independent mindset. I mean, so that's a disclaimer. If you're independent, it may go against your independent mindset because I'm going to speak on a lot of things where women depend upon their husband, right? Nothing wrong with that. I have a dependent wife, and I love her for that. The hell am I do? What am I gonna do with an independent woman? An independent woman is want to be independent. She's trying to be singular. She's not trying to be on no family kind of time. I'm on family kind of time. I'm not dealing with that. Right? I don't want to deal with that. That's not for me. It may be for another brother. If another brother want an independent woman, all praises. Right? But I'm speaking towards dependent women. Right? That's who I'm speaking towards. Right? And I also said so-called strong. Right? What do I mean by so-called strong? Because we get this buzzword of strong around today. That's it's really a facade or a false image of strength. Mm-hmm. That's what a lot of these women have, a false image of what strength is. They think being by yourself and being independent, being dolo, being able to handle things on your own is a sense of strength. In reality, it's not. Normally, the woman that's with a man is going to be stronger than an independent woman. That's the facts. That's the facts, right? Let me use an example. Don't take offense to this example. Don't get lost in the translation. Get the message, right? A dog is not at its full potential until it submits to its master, whether that be a man or a woman, until it submits to its master, and then it learns the capabilities on let's look at it. Canine training, right? Bite work. A lot of dogs don't know how to naturally just get a good bite. A lot of times dogs just tend to bite with the front of their teeth, which that's not max strength. You're not gonna get a max strength bite out of that. So what you do,
say something. Yeah.
You still hear me out?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. It made a noise and I didn't know what it was. But normally, a dog bites with the front of his teeth, and that's not max strength. You're not gonna get the full capabilities out of that bite until the trainer shows the dog how to bite with his full mouth. Until the trainer shows the dog what to do with his bite, what to do with the dog's full strength. Sometimes they may go hunting, you name it. But an independent dog is not stronger than a dog that's trained by a master, right? Like I said, don't take offense to that. It's not supposed to be offensive. It's supposed to be used as a teaching tool, right? The Most High God tells the sluggard to look at the ant. Are we no better than ants because the Most High God is saying, go look at the ant? No, he's just using it as an example. He tells us to look at all types of animals, right?
Right.
Our women are not dogs. Key word, I said our women. Our women are not dogs, right?
Right.
Not saying that. But a real strong woman is going to be with a family. That's where a lot of her great strength lies, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead. You got something?
No, no, no. I'm backing you up.
Okay, cool. So, um, getting into it, I want to go over some things that our women can do to increase their strength in the household. Hold on, real quick, cause I'm backing this truck up, and I know it's beeping. All right, key things I want to go over, right? Because we know the scriptures say faith without works is dead. You want to be a good wife? You want to be a good mother? You want to be a good woman? That comes with works, right? That comes with works. Off tops, studying the Bible is good. Never going to say it's bad. Studying the Bible is good, right? That's one factor. Another factor I'm going to tell you is to get your education up, right? Get your education up. What do I mean by education? Am I talking about go get a bachelor's degree in damn science? Go get your damn bachelor's degree in history and arts and all of this and business? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that at all. What I'm talking about is get your education up in the whether that be studying books like herb books, right? Because as a woman, you have to take care of a family. I did a quick Google search. I always knew that men die earlier than women. I kind of always knew that. But what I looked up was who gets sick more often. Come to find out, men get sick more than women, right? Men tend to they're more susceptible to getting sick than women are. So what does that mean? 9 times out of 10, actually 10 times out of 10, you're going to end up having to take care of your husband in the time of his sickness. How are you going to do that if you don't know how to take care of your husband in the time of sickness? He come down with something, you don't know the symptoms, right? You don't know what he's dealing with. You don't know what to prescribe him. You give him a damn ibuprofen. That shit, that's dangerous to his liver. You give him this Western medicine because you don't know what to give him. As a woman, you don't know, right? Do you want him to depend upon Babylon and their medicine? Me and my household, I don't want to do that, right? What about your child? Your child comes down with a sickness, right? You're the person that's there with the child most of the time. The woman is gonna be with the child most of the time, early childhood. Child gets sick, you just sitting there. You don't know what to do.
Panicking.
You kind of panicking. He kind of got a fever. You don't even know what the hell a fever is for. You trying to stop the fever. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's already going off. That's already going off. Why would you try to stop the fever? That's your body's way of fighting off whatever your child is dealing with. It's heating itself up to kill whatever is inside the body. But you were taught in Western medicine to stop the symptom of the fever. That's already going on. Child fall, hurt his knee, and it swells up. Your first instinct, damn, let me put some ice on it to stop the swelling. For what? That's my question. Why stop the swelling? That's your body's way Hold on real quick, 'cause I'm driving through these trees and it's all kind of madness. All right, that's your body's way of sending all kinds of positive cells, good blood, good white blood. I believe it's white blood cells, right? Good stuff to try to heal, the area that's affected. But you, since you don't have no knowledge of anything of what's going on, you try to stop the swelling, and you're actually hindering your child's progress and healing, right? As a mother, you don't ever want to do that. That's not your role. That's not what you want to do. You want your child to heal. But since you have a lack of education in that area, you kind of just roll with it. That's kind of you kind of just deal with that, right? That's not that's not what kind of time we on as building a nation. We should never be on that kind of time. We taking all of these ideas and all of these things we were taught from Babylonians, and we try to apply it to our house. What's good for Esau is not good for our people. We're two totally different types of people, right? So as a woman, these are the things, because a lot of times our women think that they have no role inside the household. This is what they think. They think they don't have they cook, they clean, you know, give birth to a child, and shit. After that, I'm kind of just cool. No, that's not how you telling me. You telling me the men of our nation in the Israelite community got to do all of this. We got to do all these things, and you telling me your job is as simple as take, just I clean the house, I cook dinner, you know, I throw on that dress, I'm straight. I'm here to tell you that's not how it works. I'm here to tell you your job is much more bigger than that. A lot of our women think that they don't have a purpose in this truth. I'm here to tell you that's a misconception. That's not true at all. That's not true at all. And I'm speaking on right now, I'm speaking on the health aspect. I'm gonna get into more aspects, but as of right now, I'm speaking on the health aspect, right? What are you feeding your family? What are you feeding your children? Is your child drinking Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola all the time? Because you kind of think it ain't gonna do no harm. You kind of giving them Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, you take them to the damn Walmart, you let him pick out all the candy he want. Little nigga ain't ate an apple in months. You telling me that's the kind of time Sarah was on? You think that's the kind of time Judith was on, Esther? You think that's the kind of time? Like I said, early childhood, you're the one feeding the child. You're the one with the child. 9 times out of 10, that's what's going on. If you are with your husband, that's what's going on. That's what's happening. Little nigga drinking Coca-Cola all day and then he go outside and play. Come back and you wondering why he's sick or why his body hurt. That don't sound right to me. That don't sound like a loving mother. First thing this little nigga should be eating when he wake up is probably a granola bar, some strawberries, some fruit, maybe some oatmeal. But since you have a lack of education, the first thing you giving this nigga is all these hard proteins to digest. You giving this nigga eggs, you giving him these big ass pancakes, you giving him this processed ass juice. Juice got hella added sugar in it. Just because it say apple juice, you thinking it's good. Kind of top it off with a Capri Sun, and then he go on his day, and you think he's supposed to have a great day. Hold on, now that's not how it works. That's not a loving mother. That's not what's going on. That's not what our forefathers was on. That's not what our forefathers was on. So you have to get your education. I'm not saying you got to go to college. I'm not saying you got to attend school. Look up what's good for your family. Look up what's good for your household. Find out what your family is allergic to, right? I'm allergic to bananas. So you telling me if my wife really loved me, she just gonna forget I'm allergic to bananas and then make me a smoothie one day that got bananas all in it, and I damn fuck around and die. That's the kind of time we on? That's no. As a people, that's not the kind of time we on. Are you the type of mother that's gonna rely on pills all day? What do I mean by rely on pills? Somebody gets sick, okay, let's just, it's a pill for that. That's just gonna knock the symptom out, but not knock the problem out. All of this go back to you. I know you thought you didn't have a role. Hey, bro, grab me that precept about how a woman extends the life of her husband. You know what I'm talking about?
SRX 26. I'm on my way there. Bear with me.
You straight.
Oh, it's verse what? All right, here you go. Sirach chapter 26 and verse 1. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be doubled.
Oh, how is that? You telling me a virtuous woman? I guess this is what a virtuous woman is nowadays, right? She kind of throw on the headdress. I mean, a head wrap, throw on a dress, you know, and she quiet all day. That's a virtuous woman. She gonna double her man's life that way. You know, that's all she kind of got to do in this truth. That's all she thinks she's supposed to do. Sit there. I heard that a silent wife is a gift from the Lord, so I'm gonna be silent. Throw on this, this head wrap and this dress, and bam, my husband's life is double. Virtues. That ain't it. That ain't it. A man's life is doubled because of what you do, because of what you allow him to eat, how you take care of him. Man's back is aching. How do you fix it? You don't know. You have no clue. You don't even know where to begin at. His damn leg hurt. You don't know. But he still got to go up and go to work in the morning. You don't even know where to begin. Y'all thought y'all job was simple. Y'all thought y'all had it easy. Y'all thought that was it. No. The household, let me say this. Your house and your family, or a chain. I'm gonna use this example. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. What does that mean? Let's find out what this means. You have a chain. Everybody should know what a chain look like. Let's just think about a metal chain, right? All of it linked together, but you got one link on there that's old and rusted. So you have one man on one side pulling the chain, you have another man on the other side pulling the chain. All the other links are 100%, they're strong. They're good, they're solid. But that one link is weak, so it breaks and falls apart. It didn't matter how strong the other links was. It didn't matter. The chain broke. So your family and your household is only as strong as the weakest link. You telling me this man is, and I'm painting a perfect picture. I know all men aren't on this kind of time, but you telling me this man is righteous, he's keeping the law, statutes, commandments, he's taking care of his family, he's strong, he's uplifting, he's this, he's that, and the third, he takes care of the demons, he does all of it, he does the whole nine, right? But the woman lacking, she's lacking in the area. That household is not going to be successful. And when I say lacking, I mean severely lacking. Say she's not doing what she's supposed to do. She's not taking care of the family. She's not taking care of that man when he's sick. So now he can't do the work like he needs to. Right? Her child comes down with the illness. So he has to take off and he gotta go, he gotta tend to the child as well, so on and so forth. The household is now deteriorating because you're only as strong as your weakest link. Whereas if the woman is strong, all the house gonna do is the house just gonna flourish. Grab me that in Proverbs 31. Let's read this Proverbs 31 woman real quick. Everybody, all the women didn't read this whole chapter down there. But let's go through it again. All right, let's look at it.
Gone. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 31 and verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her.
It says the heart of her husband does safely trust in her. What does that mean? If I come down with an illness, I trust that my wife is gonna take care of me. If I gotta go to the dinner table and eat, I trust that my wife put something in front of me that's gonna fuel me for the day that I have ahead of me. That's gonna fuel me for the next fight I gotta go in. It's gonna be nutritious. It's gonna have nutritional value. That's what I trust. His heart does safely trust in her. A lot of the times people like to think about trust as in adultery and stuff like that. No, we not on that kind of time. We should be past that kind of time. That shouldn't even be a thought in this community. Most High God to kill you, right? This is talking about a whole different kind of trust. This is all different kinds of aspects. He's trusting. Hold on real quick, because I'm walking up this man weed whacking. Hold on.
That's hot. Whenever I used to think about trust, I always went to the extreme because of the environment I was raised in. When I thought about trust or somebody breaking my trust, it was stealing from me, or talking behind my back. Like Aharon said, committing adultery. That's because that's the environment I was in. But trust is a lot. You got to trust people on different levels. You know what I'm saying? And you should know for sure that your wife isn't going to do something like that. And that's not nothing to take lightly. But trusting your wife could come down to something as small as, hey, I'm sick. I trust that you can handle certain things that need to be handled while I'm absent, while I can't. Or trust could be, look, I gotta go do this for a few days. I'm not gonna be home. I trust that you're gonna run the household how I need it to be ran. I trust that how my household is ran when I am there. I trust that you're gonna run it the same way. I trust that it's gonna be there or be the way I left it. I trust that you're gonna, take care of the kids and discipline them the same way as if you can't miss a beat. You know what I'm saying? Aharon took it to this. I trust that the things that you cooking, them things are good for me. You know what I'm saying? And I like that a lot. It took me a long time to realize that trust isn't always about the super big things. Trust comes down to those small things too, things that we might overlook. All right, you back, King?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. I trust that my wife, in my absence, I work, right? I work a lot of times 8 to 10, 8 to 11 hours a day, right? I trust that my wife is teaching my son things that he's gonna need. I trust that she's teaching him how to use the bathroom. I trust that she's teaching him his ABCs. I trust that she's teaching him how to handle certain situations and not just cry about things of it. I trust those things, right? It's not. I I don't look at it no more as I trust that my wife is just going, she gonna go out and wear something modest. She already know that. That's come on. We've been in this truth too damn long. I'm not meditating on that no more. You know better. It's time to grow up in this truth. Now it's time to start building. It's time to start building as a family. And this is exactly what this is for. A lot of our women think they have no purpose. I'm here to tell you, you have a purpose, and your purpose is huge.
Right, man. I know we in that Proverbs chapter 30, but I want to fly over to Sirach. I believe it's chapter 30. It might be chapter 30 or chapter 33.
Go ahead, King.
Chapter 30. Let's see. This is Sirach chapter 30 and verse 1. There's a lot of meat on this because it's actually going into the children, how you should raise a child. And I am under the belief and persuaded that, of course, the father is the father. He's going to be there. Lord willing, he's always there to teach his child. But a lot of them beginning stages of an infant and child development usually are going to be taught by the woman, especially if you're in this truth and you're thinking about homeschooling. That's another thing we gotta touch on, right?
Oh yeah, we definitely going on that,
right? So it says, "He that loveth his son causeth him often to feel the rod." Ah, man, I just thought of another one. King, bear with me, bear with me.
You straight?
Right. This is Sirach chapter 3 and verse 2. For the Lord had given the father over the children, and have confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons. So the authority goes to the father, but the father got other things he got to tend to. He got other things he have to tend to. So if it's something that he can pass down to one of his wives or to his wife, it's going to actually be so much more. It's better to hand certain things down to people if they can handle it. Because you're a husband, you can't get caught up in the smaller day-to-day operations. Of course, you're there on the day-to-day operations, but your husband, his job isn't the same thing as a woman. One of the husband's main job is to keep a family together. Is to keep a family safe. Implementing rules and discipline and order in the household. Bringing in money. Making sure that everybody's serving the Most High God appropriately. He probably, if he, in the truth, he's probably going to take it a step further, and he's going to be trying to teach the Bible, right? So he got a lot of things he got to deal with. So if it's a job that his wife can handle, that's what she's there for, all right? She's actually a helpmeet, and we got to do better at actually utilizing our wives to help us. It's not just about, a woman who can cook and clean. Those are the fundamentals and the basics. And in today's society, it's sad that if a woman can cook and she can clean, then that's all she needs to be, and she's a high value woman. Of course, those things is fundamental. Just like a man, he should be able-bodied, and he should be able to protect his wife on a physical level and bring in money. You know what I'm saying? That's a basic. If nobody looks at a man and be like, because he brings in money, and that's not a lot of money. I'm just saying he brings in enough money to feed his family. He brings in just enough money to take care of everything and feed his family. Have 2 cars or a car or whatever. And if somebody run up on his family, he can protect them. No one looks at that man and say he's high value. It's not enough. You know what I'm saying? This man needs to be able to fight demons. He needs to be able to fight spirits. He needs to not just be able to protect his home on a physical level, but on a spiritual level. He needs to be wise. He needs to have understanding. He needs to have experience. He needs to be patient. He can't be quick to get angry. It's more things that go into a man to make him high value. So what I'm saying, we have to go more in depth to the ladies and to our women to connect certain dots to show them how to add value to themselves. It's not just you can clean you can clean the kitchen and you can make rotel. That don't make you high value. You know what I'm saying? We have to dive deeper and look at what our foremothers was doing to make them high value. Right? One of the things is they was teaching their children. They wasn't just sending their ass to damn school. That is one of the biggest jobs for a woman in her life. Taking care of her husband, tending to her husband, and tending to her child. Now, when you just in this westernized society and you just take away one of the main jobs of a woman, and she goes into a working force, she's missing out on one of the things that the Most High God designed her to do. One of the biggest things.
Hey,
Go
she
ahead.
letting a stranger teach her child.
She letting a stranger teach her child. That should be, whenever a woman thinks about that should make her feel some type of way. But these women, you know, I know what it's like to, you know, want to break from your child, and that's normal, and that's necessary. But a lot of times, women are looking forward to sending their children out of the house for 8 hours a day, sometimes more. You got after school, you know, activities, you know, and you don't get off till 5, and you get to the daycare at 5:30, and you've been away from your child for 10 hours.
Meanwhile, they teaching your child how to be a woman. They teaching your son how to be a woman, and they teaching your daughter how to be a man.
And I
That's
mean,
what's
now
going on.
they just, giving them a whole bunch of, bad stuff. I mean, physical stuff, a whole bunch of junk food, candy, and sweets. And that's why your child got all the caps in their mouth.
He eating
All the
pepperoni pizza at the school.
giving them unclean stuff. And it's not all, and I'm not sitting here trying to play the blame game, because we know that these things are systematic. It's a systematic oppression, but we got to come out of that. Like I say in Revelation chapter 18, we got to come out of her. And one of the things that really is a woman more value is if she can help train up a child the way that her husband see fit. It makes it way easier to keep up with a child when the wife can report to her husband, like, hey, I noticed that our child is struggling in this area. And your husband, they're gonna say, okay, well, what we're gonna do is just we're gonna spend a little bit of time working on that. We're gonna do this. Because men fix stuff. Don't just bring stuff to your husband just to bring it to him. Know why you're bringing it to him. You don't if your child has a problem, don't just say this. Don't just bring a whole bunch of stress and you finna break down and fold up because your child got a problem. He's not, you finna cry and break down because your child not figuring out 2 + 2. Don't bring more stress to your husband. You should when it's this kind of, you should be on go time. I see them. It really shouldn't even be brung to the husband. Really, something like this, that's what you for. But in the event that you didn't know what to do, you say, hey, King, I noticed that our child is struggling in this area. You know, what do you think we should do to fix that? And you don't have to bring 10,000 other emotions and 10,000 other demons and spirits. If that is your goal, let your husband know, like, hey, I want my son to be good in this area. What do you think we should do to, catch him up or get him ahead in this area? And your husband gonna find the answer. Your husband gonna find the answer. The women, y'all got somebody y'all can rely on. Anyways, let me get to this. It says, he that loveth his son causeth him often to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end. He that chasteneth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. So this is important. A lot of times I notice that women do not like to chasten their children. It actually makes them feel some type of way when the husband might chasten the children. But you gotta kind of, we know that y'all have a nurturing spirit and that's your baby, this, that, and the third. But you gotta be, you gotta be on one accord with your husband. You gotta be on one accord with your husband. And why do you think the Bible continually, Proverbs chapter 13, verse 24, right? It tells you, look, if you don't whoop your son, you don't love him.
Yeah.
It's a reason. If you don't whoop your, it's gonna be very problematic if your son is not able to take orders, and it's gonna cause you more heartache. Aaron, you know, my son is just now walking around.
Yeah.
Aaron's son, he running around, right? Um, and this is something I'm already developing methods on how to put order in my son. You know, we got the baby gates because he'll walk around, he'll touch everything. It's certain stuff I'm already not letting him do. Nope, don't
Yeah.
touch the gate. He can't speak nothing. He not, but he understands already. When I touch the gate, my dad make a loud voice. You don't like that. It's unpleasant when he say, "Hey," he don't touch the gate no more. He'll walk by the gate and just stand there or lean on the couch. He don't mess with the gate no more. It's unpleasant. I'm introducing him to small places of the house at a time. He don't get to go everywhere yet just because he can walk around.
Nope.
He got to earn that. He can't
Hey,
go in the kitchen. Go ahead.
real quick. Even when it comes to dogs, I'm gonna use the same example. I'm not
Exactly.
saying that our children are dogs. Don't get lost in the translation. I'm using this for even my own son. Dogs in dog training, you first get a dog, you know, no, this nigga cannot run around everywhere. He's gonna become nuts.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna think all this shit is his. Another thing, you don't let a dog piss everywhere. Why? Because he thinks he has free reign to do everything. Am I talking about piss as my son is gonna piss? No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying there's certain signs. Okay, no, I can't let him do this because it's gonna lead to this,
Exactly.
right? So you want to cut your son? Don't just let your son just walk every damn where. He don't need to be every damn where. But Salaki, I'm by a bunch of dogs, so I'm finna mute out.
Okay, Khan. And that's beautiful. Um, Me and Aharon, like I got like two German Shepherds and a red nosed pit, and all of them can take commands. All of them know commands, right? If you call their name, they'll come to you. One of them I did more training with. If you call his name, I call him, he'll come and and he'll look at me. You know, he know how to spin, he know how to lay down, you know, I can, you know, I taught him how to bark on command. Right, I spent time with him. He's a pretty good dog. One of the things that I did with him, um, whenever I wanted to teach him, because he was a house dog, a German Shepherd, I introduced him to my house, and it was in only a certain area he could be in. We all in the living room, but he can't be in the living room. He got to just sit afar and watch, because there's levels to this, and it actually means something. That's why he's an obedient dog. I actually named him Taziyat, and it means to obey. This is just small stuff like this that a father is going to do. He's going to give you, you got to earn certain things. Anyways, this is Sirach chapter 30 and verse 3. It says, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. It says, if you teach your children, you're grieving your enemy. You're making your enemies upset whenever you teach your children. I don't know about y'all, but I believe the Bible. And the Bible just said, when you teach your children, you make your enemies upset. We already told you, women are responsible for a lot of the teaching. That's how I'm running my household, at least. There's no way I'm going to be at work and at home at the same time and give my son a full course, a full day's work of teaching. There's no way. I can't be there. But that's what I got a stay-at-home mom for. She has to be diligent in that, teaching her child right from wrong, keeping them in boundaries, in lines, building them up so when it's time and he's of speed, he can come be with me and watch me. Of course, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I see my son every day. But teaching them the basics and the fundamentals, that job has been given to the wives in my household. Does that mean I'm never teaching my son? No, of course I'm teaching my son. But I'm not the main one with my son all day. I'm not. Not at this point. Is there going to be times and seasons where I'm with my son more? Of course. But it says, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice with him. And I really wanted to touch on this scripture to go back to the point. The previous point was our mothers, even the fathers too, they are looking forward to sending the children to schools that's not going to teach them things that's expedient for them to get to the kingdom, that's going to keep them in line with their household, with their morals, with the laws, with the statutes, with the commandments. You see what I'm saying? And women, they should be teaching their children etiquette. Should be teaching their children etiquette in different scenarios. Is it a time to go talk to daddy when he doing a lesson? Of course not. They should be teaching them etiquette. Is it okay to eat like a monster? Of course not. Whenever a child receives something, guess what? The mother should already taught the child, hey, always say thank you. Always do this. Never do this. When he's talking to you, make sure you're using your voice. Say yes, sir. The only way that a child sees that and knows that a woman has, imagine if a child sees his mom disrespecting his dad. That's detrimental to a household. That's very detrimental to a household. A child shouldn't see his mom disrespecting or backbiting or talking crazy to or about her husband.
It's a lot.
Go ahead.
Real quick disclaimer, because I know it's somebody gonna be like, well, the daddy shouldn't be. Look, all that is understood, right? This is for the women. All of that is understood. We know that. We tell men about these things, but this video is for the women, right? So, like I said, it's really not supposed to be taken in offense. This is just for betterment, right? This is to give you more purpose in your life where you felt you were lacking, right? So before you get that spirit on you of, well, but the daddy shouldn't be talk. Cool, we understand that, but this video is titled "Ladies." This video ain't titled "Men." You know what I'm saying? So I just want to put that out there because what Mahar's saying, I can see people getting offended at when they really shouldn't. But Salak, it's back on you.
Right. I'm definitely saying things that I can see people getting offended at. Ahara made a lot of what is it called? I guess you could say announcements. He already let people know that this is for a dependent woman. A woman whose spirit is in the right direction, instead of taking offense to these things, she's going to use it. She's going to understand it. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, this is Sirach chapter 30 and let's see, verse 8. It says, a horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful. So if you leave a child to itself and you don't teach him nothing, you don't correct them or put certain things into play, like order, structure, routine, those kind of advancements, a child is going to become willful and headstrong, and he's not gonna let you say nothing. That's what happened with me. My mama wasn't giving me enough structure. At that time, my father and my mom were separated, and it got to a point where she couldn't control me. You know what I'm saying? And
Salak,
it was more things that went into that, and I'm gonna read about it. Go ahead, though.
read Proverbs 31 verse 1.
All right. This is the book of Proverbs.
Brothers may think we going off what, brother, the woman shouldn't be teaching no man, the woman shouldn't be teaching no child. You know how niggas get,
That's,
they feel insecure about their power,
that's
whatever
mad.
the hell niggas be on, right? Read that.
That's madness. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 31 and verse 1. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
No, brother.
whoa.
Hey,
Hold on, brother. That's all. You can't read that, brother. The daddy and the man supposed to be bringing out the prophecies and the word of God, brother. That's out of order. Read that again, bro.
the words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him.
That his mother taught him. Come on, man. Get your head out your ass, right? Women, you are the first teacher your child learns from. That's off tops. When the baby comes out the womb, guess what the baby reaching for? He damn sure ain't reaching for his daddy. I can tell you that right now. His daddy has nothing to offer him when he's fresh out the womb. His daddy has nothing to offer him when he's fresh out the womb. He's looking for that breast milk. Salaki, go ahead.
Come. And the thing is, a woman got the authority to teach and discipline and build up her children in the way that her husband wants.
I'm gonna set these right here.
Me personally, I want my wife to be able to teach my children right from wrong, not according to how she feels, but according to the word of the Most High God. Does that mean she's jumping into Daniel chapter 8? Of course not. Does that mean she's going into Revelations chapter 17? No, that's not what I'm talking about. Does that mean she's in 2nd Ezra chapter 11 and 12? No, that's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about the basics that every single child, man, and woman needs. The law, statutes, and commandments. You should be teaching a child. You pull up a damn picture. Is this okay to eat? Yes. Why? Because it's cloven footed. Is this okay to eat? No. Why? It's a lobster, mama. It don't have fins or scales. Is this okay to do? Yes. That was charity. That's the kind of things that a mother should be teaching her children. That's the kind of things that I want to be done when in my absence.
That's a man whose heart safely trusts in a virtuous woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want to meditate on this. Your rib at home with your baby. She ain't talk to little nigga nothing all day. She giving this nigga whatever he want to eat. She ain't saying no, you can't have that. You gotta eat lunch before. No, 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 no. She, Mama, I want some candy. She get a little nigga a Hershey bar. I want some soda. Get a nigga some soda and Kool-Aid. I want this. I want that. I want you let the nigga guide his own self. Go off the desires of his own heart. You ain't doing nothing but creating a monster. That's all you doing. You creating a monster. This little nigga can get away with whatever he want. He can do whatever the hell he want. And then he's gonna get older. And guess what? His mindset is I can do whatever the hell I want. Them kind of niggas end up in jail or dead because they think they can do whatever they want. And that's not how the world operates. That's not how this world is ran. You cannot do whatever you want. You never could, you never will be able to. But people try it. Yeah, you can try it, but that's not how it works. My heart don't safely trust in a woman like that. I never marry a woman like that. Fellas, when you courting somebody, when you courting a woman and she on that kind of time, get the hell away from her. She don't know how to raise children. She don't know how to be a good mother. She has no desire to raise children. It's a difference between wanting children and wanting to raise children. She has no desire to raise your children. Get the hell away from that woman. Right? That's not your heart should not trust in that. That's not virtuous at all. That's not a real woman in my eyes. Somebody who just let the baby do whatever? Oh God, no. What are you doing? No, it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, right? This is why we're going over this. I'm not saying it's easy. Because sometimes my wife tends to mess up in certain aspects. Babe, why you let him just do that? Tell him stop. Tell him no. And I'm sitting right there. And I tell her to tell him. Because sometimes women feel like it hurt them or I don't know what it is, right? For the women out there, y'all know what it is. I don't know what it is. Y'all feel like it hurts either your feelings or the child feeling when you discipline them. The baby is gonna get over that. You his mama. He's gonna get over that. Am I saying you gotta be the disciplinarian in the house? No. But I'm saying if you want your child to respect you, if you want your child to listen to you, you're gonna have to discipline him at some point. Because at one point I was just because I'm new to this father life. I was letting my wife handle things how she seen fit while I'm chilling and observing. I started to see my son tends to do things around her that he doesn't do around me because he knows he can get away with it around her, and it drives her insane. This is early on in my son's life. It's not going on as much now, but and this is no shots at my wife. She's first time being a mother. She wasn't taught these things growing up. Women aren't taught to be a mother growing up. That's just is what it is. This is why we trying to change stuff right now, right? But my son tries to get away with certain things, and my wife would look at me and say, "Can you tell him to stop?" Sometimes I will. Sometimes I'll be like, "You tell that nigga to stop. He's not listening to me." Okay, if he's not listening to you, what do? You spank him. Go whoop his ass then. It's simple. I don't know if y'all be thinking it's deep. I don't know if y'all be thinking y'all gonna terrorize this little mind. I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, it's so simple. Put a little smack on that little nigga, and that he the smartest nigga alive now. Now he know everything. Go ahead.
Straighten up. Let me read this. This is chapter 30 and verse 9. Conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee the heaviness. Laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end. God, so I like to bring balance to scriptures when I bring them out. This scripture is telling you if you play around with your child too much and you make him your friend more than your child, you're going to have a lot of sorrow, pain, heaviness, stress from your child. Am I telling people not to love their child and be gentle to their child and laugh at their child sometimes? No, of course not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are only on that side, you're gonna have a lot of problems. It says, "Give him no liberty in his youth, and wink not at his folly, but bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on his sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thine heart. Chastise thy son and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee." Let's say you didn't know how to be a mother at all or be a father at all. The good news, the good news is that we have scriptures from our ancestors and they're showing us the ropes. We have laws from our God that showed us what to do and what not to do. That's the good news. And it's kind of up to you if you're going to take the advice or if you're going to try and do it your own way or do it the way your enemy showed you to do it. That's the bad news. That is going to always be somebody who disagree with what your ancestors and what your forefathers, and what the God of the God of the universe said. There's going to always be people who disagree with his methods. That's the bad news. There's going to be people trying to tell you otherwise. But if you don't know nothing about raising a kid, you can go straight into the scriptures. You can say, "Hey, King, what's some scriptures I can read about, when it comes to children?" I know. Hey, if your wife asks you that, you gonna bust out a pen and paper, and we got Proverbs 31, we got Sirach 30.
Yeah, niggas love precepts.
Yeah, we got
Hey,
Deuteronomy chapter 6.
women.
Proverbs 13:24. And get that in Ecclesiastes. You gonna start busting.
Yeah,
Let me get that in Titus, like Shawab dropped. Let's get see. And now you got the bag. Go ahead though.
women. You want to brighten your man's day? Ask that nigga where a precept at. These niggas love precepts. They can't wait to pull out precepts. They got 18 precepts to go over everything. The Bible don't even got 18 precepts for this, but somehow this nigga got 18 precepts. I'm here to tell you, Jake love precepts. All right. Like the brother said, ask him where anything is dealing with anything. Yeah, but I got you. Go over here, bring this out, go over here. He gonna give you the damn breakdown on how to break it down. And this is how you break this down, and that's all brothers know when when brothers coming into the truth. Straight precepts.
Breakdowns.
Straight breakdowns.
And nigga, he know how to break it down. He don't know how to apply it though.
He can't apply it. That nigga got the breakdown though. I'll tell you that. That's funny. But
Yeah.
Salakia, go ahead.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. But yeah, we kind of stressing that. I don't plan on. I honestly don't think. There's always. People can run their household however they see fit, but I don't. I don't ever want to be in a position where I feel like I have to send my child to a damn public school. To the public schools that I was in, I don't want to send my child there. I don't. I experienced that. And if I didn't experience that and I was taught the truth instead, it would be easier to identify demons and to fight demons.
Yep.
Because when you go to these schools, they normalize demons.
Yep.
So I want to give my child a better chance. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to fighting the world.
You go up there, they celebrating damn Christmas,
Halloween.
celebrating Valentine's Day, Halloween. They're going over all these things. They're going over all the white man history. They don't. They kind of, hey, y'all niggas was just slaves. But let's get back to how great George Washington was. That's the kind of time they're doing nothing but teaching your children how to idolize them, teaching them how to be a damn sodomite, be a damn freak, right? Don't send your child into that hellhole for somebody. You just basically sending your child for somebody else to raise them, for a stranger to raise your child. That's all you're doing. And I'm here to tell you that's no good. You as a mother should not long or desire for that. This is what we're talking about. Your role, my bad, man. Some little baby dogs trying to get at me. These brothers think they big. But as a woman, I'm telling you, your role is bigger than that. Yeah, you're gonna have to dive into some books. It may not be biblical books, but trust me, you're gonna have to get into, okay, how can I raise my child this way? How can I raise my child that way? How can I do this? How can I do that? How can I better my child? How can I better my family? How can I strengthen myself? Right?
We'll be right back.
Kind of. It start with you. It start with you. Yeah, the first things you get told in the truth is you gotta stop wearing jeans. Yeah, the first thing you get told in the truth is you gotta start putting on a dress and wearing a head wrap and facing the east and praying. It don't stop there. It just don't. Okay. I'm sorry to tell you that it don't stop there. Um, I want to throw out another disclaimer, right? Another quick disclaimer. If we saying anything and your husband disagrees with it, you agree with your husband. You don't agree with us. I don't care if you think we got more knowledge than this nigga. I don't care if you think we more whatever. I don't care if you agree with it and no. You go with what your husband say. If he say, yeah, I understand, but I want to do it this way, then damn it, you do it your husband's way.
Hey,
To hell with me. Go ahead.
if he say I understand, but I want to do it this way, that's when you understand and you want to do it his way. This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 3. It says, can two walk together except they be agreed? So it is more important for your household. I mean, longevity wise, it is always going to be more important to be on one accord with your husband. Always.
Always.
When you're not on one accord with your husband, that's when bad stuff happens. That's when y'all relationship ain't good. You always want to try and be on the same kind of time as your husband.
Yep. Hey, that's of course y'all should already know, unless this nigga's in sin. I mean, if this nigga's in sin, blatantly going off and he's trying to lead you into sin, that's when you kind of have a disagreement. But even still, you don't handle that matter alone. You don't take him to the law and be like, nigga, you going off here, 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 here. Look, first address it nicely. Look, do you think this is sin? Do you think you doing this, so on and so forth? And if he blatantly don't care, you take it to the church. You take it to council. Handle it that way. Because a lot of our sisters, a lot of our women think something is a sin when it's not a sin. I feel like it's a sin. Well, damn, hold on a minute. Hold on, shorty. That's not, no, we ain't going off that. What the script say though, right? That's where a lot of our women feel justified at. I think this is a sin, so I can just disagree with him. Nah, 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 nah. That's not. Nope, nope. That's not how stuff get handled. If it's a sin, you address it with him to where he can accept it. And if he still don't accept it, and there's a blatant sin, like say the nigga just eating pork or something, and he ain't getting down, okay, cool. Take it to the church. But you don't go tooth and nail and just disagree with him and blah. That's not your place. That's not your role. You don't debate with this nigga about sin. Nah, 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 nah.
And
Take it to the church. Go ahead.
if you want, if your desired goal, which it should be, if it's something like that, if your desired goal, let's say your husband is breaking a commandment, we'll just say eating unclean foods is one of the commandments because it's a smaller law. It's easier. It's one of like that's why we teach people certain laws when we on the highways and byways. Because if they can't correct those small things, like not eating pork, if they're not willing to correct something that small and obey the Most High God when it comes to something that small, chances is they're not ready for the whole role of the Most High. That's why we teach the basics. If a woman isn't willing to put on modest apparel, chances is she's not really ready to to fight these real demons, these real spirits,
How
big
can she
demons.
raise a daughter?
She's not ready for the grind. If she's not ready, if her mentality when it comes to you know listening to her husband, chances is she not ready for the role of the truth. That's why we teach the basics when we go out there, because it really is. We got to start with the basics. Anyways, if your desire is for your husband to stop eating pork, we're using a scenario. Um, if your desired result is that, arguing with him usually isn't going to get that goal accomplished.
Nope.
If your goal is to get your husband to not eat unclean foods, do you think cussing him out is going to get that result? I do not think so. Just like if I want a desired result for my wife, cussing her out usually ain't the best option. You know what I'm saying? But how much more a woman when she's supposed to? That's not her She's out of her jurisdiction. Fighting with her husband and doing that should be. She should know that that's out of her jurisdiction.
Yep.
So it really ain't gonna work. First of all, now he got something else to focus on. You can't talk to me like that. Instead of dealing with the problem of eating unclean foods, he got to deal with you. Now he got something else to focus on. So it's better for you to be that First Peter chapter 3 woman who she kind of just by her actions and the way she carries herself, she's modest. She just got a good spirit, a good God fearing woman. The better way would be to just start making cuisines. You should be doing the cooking, to be honest, anyway. So if you can't make cuisines that don't got pork in there taste good, you in trouble.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. That's all. But real quick, I want to speak on this. I want to speak on the scenario that happened. This is why I say don't go off of. I feel like he ain't saying. A woman came on while we was live one time. She may be a regular watcher. She may not be. I don't know. She came on one time and said, basically, how do I go about the situation if my husband is committing adultery? She's looking for counsel on adultery. Now, me and Mahar, to protect ourselves, we don't give counsel on live. Not that kind of counsel. We don't give just straight marital counsel on live like that. Why? It's details that's lacking. We supposed to make inquisition of these things. We're not just supposed to yeah, nigga, put him away and go get it with another. That's off. We don't know anything what's going on. No, so to protect ourselves, no, we don't do that. Well, sis, do you know for a fact? Like, what are you talking about? Next thing you know, we dig a little deeper. She said, well, he committing spiritual adultery. So now she's justified in her head. She can leave this man and marry another because to her, he's in spiritual adultery. Well, damn, first off, that's off. Now we got a little bit more into it. That's off. Who the hell? You can't be making these damn calls. This nigga's in spiritual adultery. So I can put him away. No, 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 no. You're moving too quick. You're doing too much thinking. You thinking too hard. That ain't what this is going into. You don't do that, right? So now, if we would have gave her that counsel, she would have been in
Without,
transgression if she would have married another.
yeah, she would have been without her husband.
She would have been in a transgression that's worthy of death, right? So this is why I say, this is why we say, take it to the church. Don't go off of, well, I feel like he's in this and that. No, that's what the church for. The elders and the leaders can rightly divide the word, rightly divide whether this man is going off or not, right? Um, but getting back to some more of y'all purposes, because y'all, y'all thought that's all y'all had to do. These women thought, okay, I cook clean, nigga, modest apparel, I'm good, baby. No, a lot of y'all feel like y'all lacking in the truth. A lot of y'all feel like y'all don't have nothing to do. I'm telling you, we telling you a lot of things you can do. Up your education when it comes to health, when it comes to your family health. Up your education when it comes to teaching your children. Don't just send your child to a stranger to teach him or her God knows whatever, right? When it comes to teaching a son, when your child gets older, a lot of the times is really just gonna be passed over to your husband because your husband is gonna teach him how to be a man. But teaching a woman, oh yeah, you're gonna have to learn how to teach your daughter how to be a wife. Are you ready for that? How many women are seriously able, ready and able to sit down and tell their daughter that polygamy is okay? That's a hard pill to swallow right there. Damn. I gotta teach her that it's okay for her husband to have another wife. Y'all gonna have to have that conversation.
That's the beginning of it.
Y'all gonna have to have that.
Hey, look, that's the intro to polygamy.
Mm-hmm.
Polygamy, that's the intro. But that course, what you really should be able to do is teach her how to handle certain situations, how to handle her emotions in this situation, what not to do in this situation. And it should all be able, of course, the course is over polygyny. Okay, how do okay, so if my sister wife is unclean, I should be doing this on this day, preparing this way, doing it. We should actually, our wives should actually be able to teach their daughters the rules, X, Y, Z, things that's off limits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How to
How to
develop,
take care of your sister wife.
yeah, how to take care of your sister wife. That's hot. That's hot.
Hey, if they handle it right and appropriately, jealousy doesn't exist. The only reason jealousy exists is because of the society that we was raised in. But if you teach your child from birth, well, obviously not just from birth, because the baby don't know that. But if you teach your child from youth that this is okay and that this is a normal way of life, then that's what they gonna think. That's what they believe. Oh well, shit, this is all right. I mean, damn, I don't see what the big fuss is about. This is what I was taught. But the reason why it's so hard for our women now is because they were taught the opposite. They were taught derogatory things about a man having multiple wives, right? So if you're woman enough to have that conversation and hey, look, this is okay, such and such. This is how you take care of her. This is how you take care of him. This is how y'all help each other. This is how y'all make it easier on each other. Cause like we going over, y'all got a hell of a role, boy. Y'all
Hey,
got a lot of stuff to do.
Hey,
Go ahead.
a woman has the power to breathe life into her husband. She has
Hmm.
the power to bring this man. This man could be in the world. You had the power to bring a man into the truth by your actions, by just being a good wife. Same way a man can bring a woman into the truth by being a good husband, a woman can bring her husband into the truth by being a good wife. That's serious. That's very serious. And on a flip note, a, a man can a man can bring a woman out of the truth. You can have a worldly man and you can have a God-fearing woman. This man can bring her down.
Yep.
All of the things that she used to do, he can turn those into bad things. She don't do drugs. We've seen it in the world all the time. A woman never smoked weed before. He kind of get her into it. A woman, didn't really drink alcohol like that. A man could get her into it. A woman didn't used to take pills, but a man get her into it. So she could be a God-fearing woman, but she started learning all these bad things from her husband. And those are things that she really gotta deal with. I mean, real life problems. How a man She'll learn how to handle certain situations from a man. If in this situation her husband always get upset, guess what? She gonna learn to always be upset in this situation. But if he's optimistic, he has hope for good, he does this way, she's gonna begin to see that that's how I should do it. Same thing with a woman. You can have a man fully blown in the truth. He go to camp, he got his fringes on, he keeping feast days, he just full of spirit. And then you got this woman he's interested in, or this wife he'd been with for a long time, and she just pulling on him, tearing his spirit down. She don't never, you know, speak kind words. She always got something to be upset about. She always stressed out. She always dumping on him. There's always something he doing. You can only imagine what that does to his spirit. What if every single day you just trying to be a good woman in the truth and your husband complaining about everything you're doing? That can bring your spirit down. What y'all both should be doing, y'all should both be pouring good stuff into each other. You got, let's say you don't like, let's say you see something in your husband and you want to magnify it. If you want a strong husband, do stuff that's going to cause him to be stronger. Pour good stuff into him. This is part of being a wife. Y'all be going against your husband. Y'all be working against your husband. And it's only gonna make it worse for you. But if you patient with your husband, you love into your husband, you're there for him anytime he needs you, you do this, you do that, guess what? You're gonna receive that same kind of vibe and energy, Lord willing, maybe not immediately, but if all you're doing is pouring bad stuff into your husband, what do you think you're gonna get out? Same thing with a man. If all you're doing is pouring bad stuff into your wife, what do you expect to get? And a lot of times in households that I witnessed, households that I was raised in, the environment I was raised by, when you got a couple, they might even have children, they might not, they might be co-parenting, baby mama, baby daddy, that kind of vibe. That's what I was raised in. It was always baby mama, and that's my baby daddy. You didn't really see a mother and a father working together, going after the same goal. You didn't really see positive reinforcements. You always hear negative stuff. You always hearing them talk crazy to each other. You always hearing this. You always seeing this. You always seeing them fighting. It's really, it takes two to tango. And women got to understand how much power they really got, how beautiful a relationship can be just by them. Imagine if you have, I'm going to go to the extreme because I want women to see how much power they really have. Imagine you got, let's just call it what's something relatable? Ain't shit ass nigga. Let's just say that, right? Because we hear that, right?
Yep.
Let's say you got a terrible man. You know, he's just not really, you know, he don't got anything good going for himself. But imagine if you had a God-fearing woman on his side. Imagine what she could promote him to become, what she can help him become. And I'm not saying she teaching them and diving into the scriptures. Just imagine the kind of, if she's pouring good things into this man can go from not being anything. He can get on his feet, get off his ass, and really make something of himself. And I'm not talking about just in the worldly way. You see what I'm saying? You kind of see the picture I'm painting out. Can you add on to that?
I'm definitely gonna add on real quick because we need to be responsible, and I know you're trying to be.
Yes, definitely.
Women, women. He is not teaching to go find a weak nigga, and you have in your mindset, I can change him. Please God, do not think that's what he's saying, because a lot of women, y'all be thinking that I can change him, I can change him, I can change him. That is not what Mahar is telling you to do. He's
Right?
just saying
That's not my
through
count.
your righteous actions, you can persuade him
There
to
we
be
go.
righteous. That's on a and even then that's on a magnified level. You got to be coming with a lot of spirit to do that. I mean, you got to be coming with a lot of spirit. So if you just like a nigga and he's not good at all, and y'all not married, don't think, well, Mahar said I can. Nope, nope, no, 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 no. Don't do it. Bad idea. Red flag. No, hell no. Right? Don't get lost in translation. Don't take what Mahar is saying and twist it into I can change him. That's not his message. And that's all I wanted to say because we gotta throw these disclaimers on there, bro. Because you know they'll pop up in their head. Well, Mahar not right. Nope, nope. We didn't say that. We didn't say that. Right? But the Bible does teach us through your actions, through your spirit, you can persuade someone. That's even on the men's side. Man, if this woman is a damn demon and you like her because her looks, and she don't know nothing about the Bible, don't think, oh, I can change her and I can do this. Nope, nope, no, 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 no. Of course, spit the Bible to her, but don't have in your mind, I'm gonna marry her now, and then I can. Nope, nope. You working backwards because just as the you can persuade them with your righteous works, they can persuade you with their wicked works. That's what it's about, right? You always want to play it safe, play it say on the safer side, especially when it comes to marriage. Play it on the safer side, right? That's all I wanted to add, Axelakia.
No, I'm really grateful for us being able to do lessons together because we always try and balance each other out. And It can definitely, what I was saying, it could definitely, that good thing that I was expressing and explaining, it could have easily been a bad thing. It could have easily been a bad thing. So I'm grateful that that you could balance that out. I'm grateful for that.
Nah, all praises.
But today's lesson was mainly to show women, because sometimes, you know, women feel like they're insignificant. Man, you have a tremendous role to be played in our nation, in your household, in the world. But the thing is, it's a role. You got to be able to play the role. You got to be able to play the part. The Lord not just finna come give you all of these things that you think of without putting no work in. You want to be a good woman? Well, you got to do stuff that a good woman would do. You want to be a good wife? You got to do stuff that a good wife would do. You want to be a good mother? The crazy thing is you got to do stuff that a good mother would do. So we just was going over some of the stuff that a good mother would do, that a good wife would do, that a good woman would do, right? Now I'm ready for that Titus that Shawab dropped earlier. Let me get that Titus. Now I'm going to get that Titus. Bear with me.
I was on a nasty road, so I had to mute up a little bit. It's terrible.
So this is Titus chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, "But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine, that the aged men be sober, grave," meaning serious, "temperate, sound in faith, in charity," meaning love, in patience. I believe temperate. Does temperance go into like self-control?
I would think so. That's what I get from it, but you know, you gotta go to the Greek for that. I don't know.
To go to the Greek, I believe it goes into self-control. And this is a big one. You don't want to deal with a man who has no self-control. That's not good. That's a recipe for disaster. I want to grab this real quick, kind of for myself, just to make sure I'm on track with that. Temperate. It says, of a sound mind, sane in one's senses, curbing one's desires and impulses, self-controlled. God, that's big. You can't just go off impulses. That could be real bad. So these are some of the things that the older men must have. They got to be able to be sober. He can't be a drunkard. A lot of times when we go out and teach the Bible, we see a lot of drunkards. A lot of drunkards. It says he needs to know how to be grave. Do you got to walk around angry? No. You got to know when to be serious, though. Everything ain't funny. Especially when you're an older man. You got to set a good example for the younger men. It says temperate. So you got to be able to display self-control all the time. Not just once, not just twice a week, in everything. You can't get super frustrated over everything, man. A lot of times people lose self-control when they're in a vehicle and a car in front of them is going slow. And they kind of have a quick outburst. Spaz out kind of real quick. Road rage. That's just one small example I always bring out. How you do anything. Have you heard this? How you do anything is how you do everything.
I haven't, but that makes sense.
Right. How you do the small stuff, how you handle the small demons, how you do that, how you take care of this, that's how you're gonna take care of that. How you do anything, it's gonna translate over. It will translate over to how you do other stuff. So that's how that saying came about. How you do anything is how you do everything. It says sound in faith. So you got to be standing on your square as a man. Sound in faith. The doctrine got to be sound. You can't be with this doctrine, then in a week you in that doctrine, and then a week later you kind of back over here. You know what I'm saying? You got to be sound in faith. Solid. It says the reason why I'm going over this because it's finna translate over to the women. It says in charity. So men need to be loving too. It says in patience. So men have to have patience. They need to develop their patience. Verse 3, here's the point. The aged woman likewise. The aged woman likewise. So she should have these same kind of attributes, these same kind of characteristics. She should know how to be temperate. She should know when to be kind of serious and grave. She should know not to be a drunkard. She should know to love her husband. She should know to be patient. She should be sound in her faith. The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not giving too much wine, teachers of good
Wait,
things.
wait. Because that hit me. Not false accusers. Our women have a huge problem of tail bearing and talking about another sister. And a lot of the times, it come with false accusations.
Shoot,
This is what our women get down with. You said what?
I want to add to your point real quick, because you already made this point. But a lot of times, women will accuse their husbands of doing something wrong that is not wrong. They will accuse
Yeah.
their husbands of being in sin when they're not in sin. Accuse their husbands of being the damn hypocrite. Accuse their husbands of being this, of being that, of doing this, of doing that. You don't want it. The aged woman has to not be a false accuser. Go ahead, King.
Kind. I'm starting to see that women have a problem with speaking lightly about like, what do I mean by speaking lightly? They don't see it as a problem for them to be like, yeah, well, he did commit adultery. Well, damn. Whoa. Wait, do you know that? Can you prove that? You just said it. That's a false accusation. According to the law, you make a false accusation, you are to be punished for what you accuse that man of doing, if it be found false. So if you just blatantly say, yeah, he did commit adultery, and you can't prove that, and it comes to pass that he was not an adulterer, you just bore false witness,
Now you in
and you
trouble.
have to bear that burden. Women, stop speaking so lightly as if none of this stuff is in the Bible. It's true. Stop doing that. It's not a light thing to accuse anybody of any sin. That's not a light thing, man. That's not that's not something you should be scared of speaking that light. You should. Well, I don't know if it's true, but I heard such and I don't even know about that, because sometimes you give people room, they want to wiggle and make everything out of it. Right? This is why everybody wasn't a judge back then. This is literally why you do not just go around just saying any and everything. So that's why Paul is telling Timothy, look, I mean, not Timothy, I'm sorry, Titus, to tell these women, don't be false accusers because y'all feel like that's nothing. When Christ said every idle, he said every idle word shall be taken into account. Did he say every idle word of men? Nah. Well, he was just talking to the men, and he wasn't really talking to the women because you know how we get down, girl. Hell no, he wasn't. No, he's talking to all people, right? He's talking to all men. You do not just sit there and willy nilly talk loosely about anybody. That's not how that works, and y'all have a problem with that. And I'm speaking in general. If this don't apply to you, don't jump in front of the bullet and take it and take offense. Just accept it. Okay, if I do have a problem with it, let me work on not just speaking about anything. You know when you do, and if you do find yourself doing that, repent of it. Ask the Most High God for forgiveness because you don't know unless you can emphatically prove you don't know if this person is in this or in that or in this or in that. And well, girl, I heard she did this, and I heard she get down with. Nope, you doing it again. You cannot do that. But Salaki, I just wanted to speak on that because that shit is crazy. That's crazy. That's on you,
Yeah,
Rock.
that part hot. So it says the aged women likewise said they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not giving too much wine, teachers of good things. Teachers of good things. This is the characteristics of the aged women. So a young woman,
Yes, ma'am.
she should already be like, I need to be preparing myself for when I'm an aged woman. So I need to make sure I'm this. I need to make sure I'm not doing this. I need to make sure I can do this. Verse 4, it says that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. So this is what our women got to learn how to do. They got to learn how to love their husbands and love their children. Just saying you love your husband isn't enough. Just feeling like you love your husband, that ain't gonna cut it.
Hey, just bringing just bringing what's between your legs ain't gonna do it, shorty. That ain't it. That's what these women think it is nowadays. And I'm speaking more so towards the worldly women. I'm speaking more so towards them. You know what I'm saying? So if you're in the truth and you take offense to this, then you might need to look at yourself. You know what I'm saying? But this is more towards them. They think just because they got that thing in between their legs, that's good enough. Nah, that's why Paul is telling them, look, you have to teach to love your husband and your children. That's something you have to be taught. Why? Because it's not easy. It's not as plain as everybody think it is. You got to be taught how to be a wife. You have to be taught how to be a mother. This is why I spoke earlier about how I said I didn't just blame my wife for everything. I understood she wasn't taught, she wasn't raised to be a mother. She was raised to be independent. She was raised to be an independent woman. That's what she was raised to be. That's what a lot of women nowadays are raised to be, right? This is why he's saying you have to be taught to be a mother, a wife, and you go to the aged women to learn these things. That's what it's going into. This is what you should go to the aged women, and they should be able to put you up on game. Look, girl, if he say this, he kind of don't even really mean that, girl. I know that by experience. This is what he really want done, and do it that way. And she found out, okay, that's right. You know what I'm saying? If he want his food done a certain way, girl, this is how you do it. You know what I'm saying? You don't even complain about it. Just do it this way and handle business. That's how the age woman is gonna tell you, look, girl, he don't really need love how you need love. He need respect. You telling him all this, but you kind of talking a certain way to him. He not gonna accept the love that you bringing. He needs respect. She gonna be able to put you on game about these things.
Hmm.
That's why Paul is telling you that the aged women, have to teach the younger women these things, and that's your job as a mother. You got to teach your daughter these things. That's a tough ass job. That's a tough task. You got to handle that, right? But so you keep going.
God, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love the husbands. I don't want to skim over the sober part too quick. Women got to learn how to be sober too, not just the men. You gotta, you can't be a drunkard. And when you get up drunk, you fighting, you talking crazy, being disrespectful, disobedient. You're setting a bad example. You're throwing spirits everywhere around the household. It's important to be sober minded, right? They're not teaching that a woman can't have, something to drink, some wine, whatever the case may be. But you got to make sure you can handle business at the end of the day and not stir up problems for your own household. A wise woman, she builds her household up. A foolish woman, she bring it down.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there's a scripture on that. I want to get it. I think it's a
While you
couple.
while you looking for it, I'm gonna speak on this example. Me and Mahar, we was out teaching one day, and this lady telling us she having marital problems, so on and so forth. It was off camera, right? She's telling us these things, and we asking, we kind of probing, seeing what's going on. She goes and tells us how she gets drunk and she acts certain ways, and she found herself putting her hands on this man. So guess what? He found himself socking her. I mean, plain out just hitting her. And she, he got all tender-hearted about it, and he never hit me that hard. And well, girl, look. First thing I asked, was you under the influence? Yeah. Look, shorty, you ain't put that drink down. First off, you ain't put that down because it ain't gonna do nothing but add fuel to the fire. Put that drink down and stop putting your hands on this man. Only reason she got the gusto to put her hands on this man is because that drink in her. You put that damn drink down. That's what it's gonna call. It's gonna give y'all some fake courage. It's gonna give y'all some fake strength to where you feel like you can do this. And when you end up doing it, and he end up, not believing in the doctrine of never hit a woman, shit, he gonna tear your ass up, right? He gonna tear your ass up. And then what are you gonna cry? Who are you gonna cry to? What are you gonna say? Well, I was drunk and I hit him, and then he started beating me up. He should never put his hands on the. Hold on, sis. Wait a minute. Disclaimer: am I lobbying for men to hit women? No. Hell no. Am I saying the brother was justified in hitting his wife? No. Hell no. But let's stop putting ourselves in situations to where these things can happen. Let's do it. I'm all about preventative methods. How could have this been prevented? It could have been prevented by you not putting your hands on them. It could have been prevented by you not getting drunk. You know how you act when you get drunk. Everybody should know how they act when they get drunk. And if you know you act weird as hell when you get drunk, you should probably stop getting drunk. Nothing beneficial comes out of it. And that's what I asked her. I said, is there any benefits that come out of you getting drunk? Is there anything positive that ever happens? Or is it just always negative when you get drunk? It's always negative. Well, you should probably put it down. I said, did your mother used to get drunk? She said, yeah. And she was upset and she was sad at her mother because of how she acted. And she herself had a daughter. I said, how would you feel if your daughter seen you doing that? Then she want to go off and start crying. You got to break the cycle, man. Go ahead, Art.
Kind,
Hello.
kind.
You
This
have a
is
good one.
Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 1. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish woman, she plucketh it down with her own hands. Now, there's a lot of things that can be done to build a house. There's a lot of things that goes into building a house. A house includes a lot of things. It includes a husband. It includes a wife. It may include children. It may include livestock and beasts and animals. Obviously, it includes the house that you're responsible of. It may include vehicles. And it is a woman's, it's in the woman's best interest. This is her responsibility to make this house peaceful, harmony, loving, gentle, warm. A woman cannot do that and 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 build it and pluck it down. A lot of times women make building a household, they try and, I don't think this is on purpose. I think this is sometimes it's unintentional. Getting to my point, a lot of women, they try and make the household centered around them when it's not. It's a whole household, and this household got order to it. Of course, there's order in the household. You got the husband, you got the wife, you got the children. Do you think the husband is sitting here trying to, the only thing he's thinking about is himself in his household? Of course not. He's at the pinnacle of this household. Aharon, you run the household, you'll understand what I'm saying. We got Captain DeBar in the chat. You run the household, so you know what I'm saying. Even though you're the pinnacle of the household, you got the most jurisdiction in this household. Is everything about you? No.
No.
Everything is about your family. You're Even though you're at the top, you got the most power in there. The crazy part is the more rank, the more power, the more jurisdiction, the higher you are, the more you become a servant. That's what they didn't know. So even though you're the head of the household, you're not constantly thinking about yourself. You're constantly thinking about your family. Of course, this is what a righteous man would do. But I
Hey,
find more.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
I believe the scriptures say the glory of a man is the woman.
That's what it
Now
says.
you trying to get your woman right at the end of the day. I mean, that's what I'm on. I that's my glory, my nigga. It ain't about me. I'm trying to get her straight. flaunt her off on some type of, yeah, man, you know, because that's a beautiful thing.
Not
I
even
want
flaunt her
brothers
off.
to, bro, here's what I mean. I
Okay.
want brothers to look at my household and be like, damn, bro got his shit in order. That's the kind of time I'm like, damn.
You breaking up.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
I said, you know, I want brothers. I mean, of course, I'm not on no kind of, you know, on no weird. Like, damn, he got his house in order, like his rib in order, his kids is in order. Look at his rib. And I'm not saying look at his rib in terms of covetousness or longing after her beauty. I'm not on that kind of time. Man, look how in order she is. She ain't missed a beat. I'm on that kind of time. That's where the glory of a man lies. You know, you know how well a man is doing by how his household is. I'm gonna just keep it a stack. That's what it is. If you look at this man and he's supposed to be all high and mighty, and his rib is in damn hell, it's like, oh, what's going on, brother? And now a lot of the times, of course, a lot of the times, um, a lot of the times it is on the man to why his household not in order. But you got cases to where the woman just not trying to be in order at all. She's just wicked. That's understandable, right? I'm not speaking on that. But if this man got his stuff together and he putting his work in, and come on now, your house finna be crazy. And that's a commendable thing. That's a righteous thing. You
That's
know what
work
I'm
you put
saying?
in right there.
That's work you put in. That's the investment. That's what you invested in. But Salaki, I just want to add on quick. You got it.
Time. So a lot of times, I don't think women do this on purpose. This is important right here. Hey, and hey, Captain DeBar even said this. Even though he's the head honcho of his household, he has the last say. He can do anything he want to do. He said, "No, sir. More power, more responsibility." So even though he has the most power in his household, the things that he's doing in his household and how he's running his household, it's for the it's for the benefit of his family. And I'm trying to land my point right here because it's important. This right here is important. A lot of times, women make a household about them and not about the family and not about her husband and not about her children. She ends up making it about her. And there's no way that if a woman is making this all about her and a good husband is trying to make it about him or and about his family, there's no way that they're going to be on one accord. There's no way that they're going to have a strong household. A woman don't even know whenever she starts putting her feelings and her emotions as the core as a successful household, she's plucking her household down. She's pulling her household down. She's trying to make everything revolve around her. This is not all around you. That's where you start getting a lot of problems in the household, where everything revolves around her feelings. We have a duty and a responsibility to push our household, to forward our household in the direction of the kingdom of the Most High. Everything, you're not going to be happy about all of the decisions I make. Does that mean you can throw a fit? You're not going to be happy with some of the decisions that I make, some of the things that I do.
You too.
And what ends up happening, she goes against the things that her husband sets up and wants to do. And now you got a big division against the main two pillars in the household. It's going to be hard as hell to teach your daughter how to love her husband and how to love her children. It's going to be super hard to do that under in this kind of environment. This is Sirach chapter 26 and verse 16. As the sun, when it ariseth in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house. So how the sun comes up in the morning and it's beautiful outside, it's a beautiful temperature. Birds might be chirping, it might be mist and dew in the grass, and it's beautiful. It might be a clear sky. How beautiful that is. The Most High God said, it's beautiful when you have a wife. He said, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her household. So this is one thing I want to say. When the Most High God looks at a good woman, he's not looking at how much money she brings in. The Most High isn't looking at she feels. And she's only a good wife whenever she feels like it. You have a duty and responsibility. You have a job. You got a husband to take care of. It's better when this is when you really, whenever a woman stops looking at her husband and her children at job, that's when you really see a woman rob it. When she wants to do it, she loves doing it, she sees the fruit from it, she understands vision. Sometimes women be in a relationship and they say, I don't even know I'm doing this anymore. It's because you're not keeping your eye on the prize. The prize is the Most High God in the kingdom. And he needs you to be able to order your house. He said it's beautiful when you got a good wife and she's ordering her house. Ordering your house isn't just cleaning up. That's a responsibility in ordering. That's inside of ordering a house. But it is not limited to just having a clean house. Let me ask you this, Captain, if you in here, let me ask you this. Let's say you walk into a house and it's clean. You know, you wipe your finger on the damn blinds, it ain't no dust. You wipe your finger on the ceiling fan and there is no dust. You walk in and it smells like frankincense and it's good. Does that mean that the house is in order? Of course not. Just because a house is clean, that don't mean that the house is in order. That's something that a house that's in order will have, though. And it's a big difference. What I want to promote is that women understand how much they are needed, how much they are wanted, how much they are loved. And all of them things comes with responsibilities. A lot of things is going to fall on you. Just how a lot of things fall on the man, a lot of things are going to fall on you. So right now we got to apply our minds and start understanding how big of a role you really have. You're sitting here looking at the man, you know, comparing, and he does this and I do this. There's so many things that you could be doing that you're not doing. There's so many things you could grow in that you're not growing in. Instead of growing and becoming a better woman, a better wife, a better mother, you're sitting there watching your husband and critiquing every little thing he do, not knowing that you're breaking down your house. You're pulling down your house. You're pulling down stuff that he's trying to set up. Instead, you should be spending that time learning how to be a better mother, getting ready for what you're going to teach your children, getting ready for events, learning how to make things from scratch, learning how to make soap from scratch, learning how to make this, understanding the different sewing techniques, being fluent in this, growing a garden, preparing food, waking up early, handling business, reading. There's plenty of things you can do to make yourself a more valuable woman. And you're just not doing it. Go ahead,
Time. Can you hear me? Because I'm on this road and it's kind of jacked up.
I can hear you.
All right. Stop being at odds with one another. It's not a damn competition.
There we go.
Stop looking at your husband as if he's against you. Stop looking at your husband as if, if he grow, that means you diminish. That's not going on. Stop making that up in your head. If my wife grow, that means I grow.
There we go.
If I grow, that means my wife grow.
Because why? Y'all on the same team.
We're on the same damn team. The scriptures say there's nothing more beautiful than a man and a woman that agree, or a husband and a wife that agree. That's beautiful in the eyes of God. But when you also check this out, because here's the beginning thoughts of that competition spirit and that opponent and I'm against you spirit. When you get married, don't set up for if y'all get a divorce. What the hell? You're preparing for a divorce. You've already failed. If you sitting here doing this, I'm gonna use this as an example. If you sitting here, say your husband wants the car in his name, and you say, no, I want it in my name, and the reason you want it in your name is just in case this don't work out. You already lost. You already lost, man. You already going off, man. The hell are you thinking about just in case? That's not allowed in my house. The hell are you talking about just in case? I'm gonna tell you this. Most marriages are fouled because of the women. Men are not looking to get divorced. Men honestly don't care for divorce, especially in the truth. A lot of the times, the only time a nigga finna divorce you is if you committed adultery. That's the only time niggas permitted to even do that. Or, fornication, I should say. But if you know that, and you confident that your husband is never going to leave you, why are you saying just in case? It's because you going to leave him. You already made it up in your raggedy mind. Just in case this don't work. You preparing for a fail? I'm not preparing for no fail. I don't think of my marriage like that. This is some forever shit unless you leave.
Megan, can I get in there?
Go ahead.
Women don't understand how beautiful it is to have a husband who's in the truth. Because, for lack of better terms, they can be assured that no matter how tough stuff gets, if this man abides to the rules of the Most High God, to the commandments of the Most High God, to the rules of Hamashiach, the commandments of Hamashiach, he can't just put away his wife. So that means he's responsible for you all his life. I mean, you got somebody who's going to look out for you all your life, as long as you allow it. As long as you allow them. Sometimes women want a husband and want a man, but they don't really want a husband and want a man. But you have insurance. The scriptures tell us that we have to deal with our wives according to knowledge. That means you're always going to have somebody in your corner who building you up and teaching you. Women need to see that and see more value in that. Because that right there, be careful for that. It's, women need to see that and see more value in that. I have a husband. Sometimes women don't take value in that. I have a husband who's going to be there for me no matter what. Seriously, something that simple gets overlooked. The Most High God commanded him to stay with me forever, to take care of me forever, to look over me and guide me forever, to teach me forever. It's value in that. Sometimes I don't see what y'all be complaining about. I mean, me and Aharon, we meditated on this. I wish there was somebody on earth right now who is responsible for teaching me every single day. Responsible of taking care of me and my family every single day. I really do.
Yeah.
No matter what. That would make things a lot easier. And I do, and we know, if you be technical, of course we know this. I'm more so talking about on the way that a woman has. Anytime she have a question, she can just talk to her husband. Anytime she needs something or have concerns, she can just talk to her husband and immediately get feedback and responses. You know what I'm saying? Someone who's tangible. Men a lot of times don't have that. Whenever shit get tough for a woman, she has the opportunity to just give it to her husband. Anytime she's stressed out, she can dump it on her husband. Anytime something's too hard for her, she can take it to her husband. She can't open something, she can take it to her husband. Something break, she can take it to her husband. Who do we take it to? It's not no immediate person on earth that if something break, I'm calling them every time, and they getting stuff done and they figuring it out. Don't get my message confused, because obviously when things is too hard for me or I'm stressed or I need something done or I'm having problems with this, of course I know I got the Most I got, and I use the Most I got, and I go to the Most I got, and I beg to the Most I got. I do that, but I'm more so talking about in this household,
Yeah.
someone I can lean on physically. You know what I'm saying? Who I can lock eyes with and be like, "Hey, can you fix this?" We burden all of the stress, all of the problems from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes me and Aharon look at it and be like, damn, it's hard being a husband. It's hard being a man. This is not for the weak. For sure it's not. But anyways, hey, I'm gonna have to do something. So I'm kind of gonna come to a stopping point. I know you got you might have some more wind in you, huh?
Uh, we straight. We can end it.
Okay. It was cool though. Like this is our first time doing a live while Aharon works, and it was pretty smooth. It was pretty good. How you think?
Yeah.
Went pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Kind, kind. You don't got any last thing you want to touch on?
No, sir. It's all good, man. I think the deed is done.
Okay, kind. You want me to grab your precepts for you?
Yes, sir.
I know we got one in Galatians and one in First Corinthians
First
15.
Corinthians 15:58.
Okay, let me grab that. Oh, and the other one is Galatians 6 and 9. Huh?
Yeah.
See that, brother?
You got
I'm all on you. All right, this is First Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
women. Your work is not in vain. It's not in vain. It's never gonna be in vain to take care of your husband. It's never gonna be in vain to take care of your children. It's never gonna be in vain to take care of yourself, right? It's never gonna be in vain to take care of your sister wife. It's never gonna be in vain to teach your children, to look after your sister's children, to look after your brother's children. It's never gonna be in vain, man. Y'all have a huge role. Y'all are the first teachers of our children. That is a huge role. And it's on you to what you're going to teach them. Or are you just going to give them to the enemy? You know, that's the decision you have. That's what y'all meditate about. That's what you need to meditate about, right? Grab me that Galatians.
That's crazy.
What's up?
I bet you like we're gonna have to do more lessons like this and teach this for some of this stuff to stick, because like that's what it takes for us. For certain things to stick, we got to hear it a few times. We
Mm-hmm.
have to constantly remind our sisters how big of a role they have when it comes to these children growing up and being righteous. A huge
Yep.
responsibility of that falls on them. A huge part of that falls on them. That's we got to keep reminding our sisters that.
Yep.
We got to keep. Okay. Anyways, this is Galatians chapter 6 and verse 9. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not.
Women, you're going to reap beautiful and great rewards if you don't faint. You're going to reap the beauty of a righteous child if you don't become weary. You're going to reap the beautifulness of a good, positive, healthy relationship if you faint not, if you continue in these good works. You're going to reap the benefit of all these things. You're going to reap the benefit of the kingdom. You're going to reap all of that. That's the kind of role you have. Even Zerubbabel, one of the wisest men to live, said, other than the truth, the most powerful thing on this earth is the woman. Let that sink in. Nigga, number one is the truth. It ain't nothing more powerful than that. The truth, nigga, the doctrine, the Bible, the law. And then right under that is the woman. That'll make niggas scratch their head. Huh? Brother, she can't, what, brother? The woman, she's supposed to submit, brother. She ain't. Nah, nigga, relax. If you feeling that way, you need to take that up with Zerubbabel. And none of us, I ain't gonna lie, none of us rivaling Zerubbabel, unless Zerubbabel on earth today. Ain't nobody comparing with that, brother. He said, hey, the thing most powerful behind the truth is the woman, our women.
And when
Go ahead.
when you read how he broke it down, you understand why he said that.
Yeah.
Everything he said makes sense. Women are very, very important. Women, loving your house, loving your role, loving your husband, loving your children. That's you loving yourself and taking care of yourself.
Yep.
Your children, they a part of you. That came from you. Of course, in your husband. Loving your husband, y'all one flesh. Loving him is like loving yourself. Taking care of your husband, that's taking care of you. Feeding your husband, preparing beautiful meals for your husband, taking care of you. That's you taking care of you. That's you taking care of you, right? No one ever gets tired of taking care of themselves.
Right.
You know, maybe on a small level, but on a large level, no. Um,
You can go ahead and grab your precepts.
Khan. The last precept I usually end with is the book of Sirach, chapter 43 and 30. And it says, when you glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as ye can, for even yet will he far exceed. And when you exalt him, put forth all your strength, and be not weary, because ye can never go far enough. Don't get tired of glorifying the Most High. Women, how you glorify the Most High God, a lot of that is going to come down to how you order a household, how you take care of it. How the Most High God going to give you more if you can't even take care of what He giving you? A lot of times our women want a bigger house. You know what I'm saying? A better house, or more children, or, better appliances in the house, a better refrigerator, a better stove, this kind of bathroom with this many mirrors and this many shower heads. A lot of times we want that kind of stuff. How can you get that? Why would the Most High God give you that if you're not taking care of what He already given you? You remember the Most High God already gave you stuff that you asked for, but you already forgetting about it. You asked for a husband, now you got a righteous husband. What you gonna do with it? You tired of him now? You asked for a house, now you got a house. You gonna make it a home? In the home, it's a lot of things that go in there. We already did a lesson, so I'm not gonna go deeper into that. Ordering your household is not just about having a clean house and cooking food. Ordering a household goes into ordering your children. You being in order and being on one accord with your husband. Your husband being in order and being on one accord with Hamashiach. And the Mashiach being in order and being on one accord with the Most High God Yahweh. But instead of you worrying about everybody else, make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Make sure you're in order with your husband. Make sure you're putting your children in order. You're teaching them good things. Make sure you're building yourself up so that you can teach your children and your daughters how to be good wives, right? Anyways, I'm gonna read this one more time and actually close out. So like it. Sorry,
That's right.
chapter 43 and 30. It says, when you glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as you can, for even yet will he far exceed. And when you exalt him, put forth all your strength, and be not weary, as you can never go far enough. And that concludes our lesson for today. It was over the ladies, and hopefully we brought things to y'all attention, boosted up y'all spirit so that y'all can endure another week. With that, we're going to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah. Until next time, Shalom.
Shalom. Hey, call me when